Oh man, there's just something about that logo popping up and that classic catchy jingle in the background. It just takes me back in time to when I first discovered Sonic on my own when I was a kid. I remember having the Sonic Mega Collection for the Nintendo GameCube. I would always try and race myself in a way. So what I would do is I'd try and get through Green Hill Zone here as fast as humanly possible for younger me. I'd just try and see, if I could beat my time. Because this game, there's like no multiplayer mode or whatnot. So I figured, hey, why don't I just do this and try and challenge myself and see how much better I can become. Oh yeah, and then right there, along with the special stages, eventually I would go on to clear all those. And I just remember my first time, I was so confused and out of it. I didn't know what to do. I remember falling down into one of the the bumpers inside of the special stage there, and just being ricocheted all around in every direction, and I'm like, whoa, this game's intense. In terms of Sonic 1 here, that's really all of my memories with the game. For Sonic 2, I remember I'd have friends come over either after school on a Friday, and we'd play co-op mode. So like one of us would be Sonic, the other one would control Tails, and we would take turns just passing the controller back and forth and seeing if we could beat the game. I remember one time we did, and then I went back and I tried to beat it on my own, and I didn't get as far. I still enjoyed myself though. I mean, I still had a fun time getting more antiquated with Sonic's world and whatnot. Iconic character designs for not just our blue hero here, but the notorious Badniks as well, and of course Dr. Eggman's ugly mug. Just kidding. Nah, he's not that bad. Actually, yeah, Dr. Eggman's one of my favorite characters now. His relentlessness to try and best Sonic just always makes me laugh. Like, he's never giving up, because in his mind he's right. And to him, Sonic is the antagonist. And it's like the whole role reversal concept. So now in terms of Sonic 3, I remember I got through about half of the game, like the entire complete Sonic 3 and Knuckles, like the lock-on technology for the SEGA Genesis. I remember when I was a teenager, I bought one and I tried to play the game that way instead of through like one of the compilations that has been released over the years here. And while it was fun to go back and play on the original hardware that Sonic was designed for, it definitely felt like a relic of the past. And speaking of relics, Sonic CD. I never actually even heard of Sonic CD until I think it was like the 2010 re-release, thanks to Christian Whitehead and his gang that would later go on to work on Sonic Mania. Yeah, that was the first time I ever heard of Sonic CD. So now, switching things up, I guess you could say bread and butter. The very first Sonic game that I ever played on the channel. This game in particular, the export of Sonic Adventure, is the Sonic game for me. I'd still wish that there could be some type of sequel to or spiritual successor, just something. I believe that this gameplay has a lot of potential, and if done right, Sega could make a killing off of this, because everyone I know that loved the adventure games is now easily in their mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s, and beyond. So to me anyway, this would be like a golden opportunity for Sega to really bring back some of us older fans, because the way I see it, they brought back the classic fans, or at least hopefully they did with Sonic Mania. So why can't we get a sort of Sonic Mania but for Sonic Adventure, or even for the Sonic Adventure games, this one and Adventure 2? Judging by the way that Mania did, And let's be real, it did really well. Literally the best Sonic game in years. I think doing an adventure-style take on Sonic Mania, but in 3D. Sure, things have changed. There's no doubt about that over the years, especially when it comes to Sonic and his character. He's definitely changed. But I suppose like anything, in terms of mascots, they have to change and try and keep up and evolve and not become stagnant. As I know, that's what's happened to a lot of other 3D platformers. Crash Bandicoot, though, and Spyro the Dragon notwithstanding. Since those two have basically come back and are now more alive than ever, Crash can get a sequel after all this time, then why can't Sonic? Or more specifically for that matter, why can't Sonic Adventure 2? The fans would love an Adventure 3. I know I would. I'd buy it in a second. Speaking of second, though, seeing as how Sonic Adventure did get an actual proper sequel, why don't we go ahead here and take a look at that one next. So what we'll be doing is going over, I guess you could say, my brief history with Sonic Adventure 2 and its various re-releases over the years now. But to wrap up my thoughts, though, on Sonic Adventure, while I have never played the original Dreamcast version, I can at least appreciate what it was trying to do for Sonic. And so, on with the show.
Hey, pump it up!
Yeah, so now we're going through the definitive way to play Sonic Adventure 2. It's actually on PC. So what this is the modern edition of SA2. So basically the complete modern edition where everything is overhauled, like the voices, the sound effects, some of the textures, I'd say, or at least most of the textures, all have their own new designs to them. This in and of itself is proof that good quality Sonic games can be made. This was all literally done by the fans for the fans. Yes, I know. That's the same tagline as for Sonic Mania, I think. Like, by the fans, for the fans. But this proves potential. That there is interest in the Adventure series still. Like, if these fan games that I've been playing over the past year or so are any indication that there are people out there that want Sonic to be better, that want Sonic to be on top of the gaming world and not just at the bottom being nothing more than a meme or a joke, to me, I think it's great. I would love for there to be another proper entry into the Sonic Adventure franchise, whether it is an actual Adventure 3 or not, and it just shares similar gameplay elements, and it's just titled something completely new and different. That'd be fine by me, as long as it has that same type of feel, though, to it. As you're playing, I'm good. Then I will be happy, I will be a satisfied fan, and then I can just get on with whatever else happens with Sonic and not have to keep constantly worrying about the future. Because I care that much about the Blue Blur. Believe it or not, guys. I want what's best for Sonic. And just like myself, there are a lot of people that still love this game and still play it and hold it to a somewhat high regard. Sure, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination here, let's be real. There is a solid amount of gameplay here. Sonic and Shadow, more specifically, are the best parts of this game, and then I guess running up would be, for me, it would be Knuckles. Knuckles and Rouge, like their treasure hunting levels. You have to find the 3 pieces of the Master Emerald or the Chaos Emeralds. Because from there, everything else just devolves, and it being tedious. Like for Tails, it's so tedious just sitting there, waiting to get to the next area, and having the doors slowly open up. It's just a pain. But I can at least understand where Sonic Team was trying to go with Tails' gameplay to make him more unique and stand out from Sonic. That's understandable, but it was just the execution was a lot to be desired. Speaking of execution, though, why don't we switch gears here and go to the last of the Dreamcast games from the Dreamcast era, and that is Sonic Heroes! Sonic Heroes! Yes, Sonic Heroes, everybody. This was one of the favorites of mine as well, growing up. I remember going through Sonic Heroes and having a real blast with this game as a kid. When this came out in, 2004. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I remember just playing through this game and thinking that while this was different than the adventure games, it still felt similar in terms of like the level design and the graphics, especially at the time with the graphics. One thing I would love, probably just as much as a sequel to Adventure 2 directly, would be some type of remake even of Sonic Adventure, Adventure 2, or even Heroes here. It would be so fun just to go back and see how much more open and expansive these levels could be and look and feel. I don't know, maybe it's just me, guys, but I really feel like the Dreamcast era here is especially not ignored, but just left out of a lot of discussions as a center of focus for SEGA. Like, they should have a lot more faith that, we're still around. We're still here to support Sonic and back him up. So yes, in this game it is a definite change of sorts, whereas before you'd play as one character by yourself, this is a team-based game where we are going through a level as not Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles, but Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. I know. And of course we have other characters that we can play as in different teams, like Shadow, Rouge, and Omega, compromising Team Dark, Amy, Cream the Rabbit from Sonic Advance 2, and Big the Cat from Sonic Adventure, forming Team Rose. And then the fourth and final team in the game that you can play as consists of Espio the Chameleon, Vector the Crocodile, and Charmy Bee. And they are actually from Knuckles Chaotix, which was Knuckles' spin-off game of sorts, released on the Sega 32X back in the day. So basically like the console add-on for the Sega Genesis that no one's ever really heard about. Even today, it's a hidden gem, really. I've seen it go for a lot on eBay. I don't know if anybody remembers this or not, but there is a very odd 3D Sonic game called Sonic 3D Blast. That game is very, very odd. I remember trying to get through the first level when I was a kid, and just, it didn't appeal to me at all. It was too slow paced, the camera was all over, I couldn't keep track of where I was supposed to go. There was little to no help in terms of a guide, like the game pointing me in the right direction, like, hey, go left, or hey, go right. No sense of navigation or flow. So I just kept running around basically in circles for like a half hour. And that was my only real experience with Sonic 3D Blast so far. I doubt if I'd ever go back to that. I just hope for the future, though, that we get some type of newer game announcement, and it's either like Sonic Generations or more like the adventure style games. Or if it is a new concept in its entirety, I just hope it's fun and it is something that we can all get behind and support. Because after Team Sonic Racing, guys, let's be real, I was so hyped for that game. And after it came out, all the hype just kind of slowly, you know what I'm talking about? It just all slowly fizzled out and left and went away. Which is a shame, because one thing that I will say I praise about Team Sonic Racing is the soundtrack and the graphics. The whole sound design for that game is perfect. The songs are top notch. It left a bad taste in my mouth in terms of Sonic Racing games. Looking back, though, on Sonic Heroes and its impact on the community, I can honestly say, though, that this was probably, for me, the last good Sonic game before the quote-unquote Dark Age. Sure, some of the games were okay at best and had interesting concepts to them, but now if memory serves me correct here, I do remember there being one Sonic racing franchise that was, while short-lived, had a lot of potential to it. Do you guys remember Sonic Riders by any chance? Why don't we take a look at that real quick, more specifically the first mainline entry into the Sonic Riders series, and see just what a hoverboarding hedgehog looked like.
That was tight!
More specifically, this first entry into the Sonic Riders games, where I feel it had the most potential to it. And with this footage right now, yes, this is my completed save file that we're taking a look at, of Super Sonic blasting through Metal City. And yes, this was the very last character that you were able to unlock in the entire game after clearing the very, very lengthy mission mode. So of what I remember from this game, to get Super Sonic, we had to obtain either a rank or some type of emblem award, like a gold medal, on each individual mission, and it took a while. In my opinion anyway, it was worth it because, as you can see, Super Sonic literally has all three types, that being speed, power, and flight. So yeah, he's the most broken OP character in the game, but at least in this he's fun. Whereas in Sonic R, I know that's just completely unfair. Like, you're basically gonna lose if you don't pick Super Sonic. Whereas in this game, you actually have somewhat of a chance. Because if I run out of rings, Sonic will go back to being blue in his normal state, and I will literally be on foot running until I pick up more rings. Because in this, the rings serve as his air gauge. So, no rings equals no air. You know, that's kind of like how if there aren't any fans left, that Sonic wouldn't even be around today. So, that is why I'd like to personally thank not only Sonic, but by extension, SEGA and everybody also at Sonic Team who's been either working on the franchise or has worked on the franchise in the past. Thank you all, because without you guys, Sonic wouldn't still be around. Honestly, if there's one thing we can all agree on, it's how passionate we are about Sonic. And so, I guess on that note, the only real proper way to close out this video is by saying, Happy birthday, Sonic! Cheers to 29 more years of awesome memories, chili dogs, and the pure physical definition of speed. See you next time, everybody. Azure signing off.